welcome to this week's Shannon's Lifestyle. Today I have a very special guest on my show, and his name is Danny Tarkanian, right? Danny?
That is very close, yes.
Okay, so how should I pronounce it? It is a very unique name, I know.
My football coach couldn't say it after 3 years. He kept calling me Tarkanian. There's a K in there instead of the T. It's Tarkanian.
Tarkanian.
Yes.
Tarkanian.
It's a tough Armenian name.
And what kind of origin is the name?
It's Armenian. Anybody with I-A-N or Y-A-N at the end of the name is usually Armenian.
Oh, and are you originally born in America?
Yes, I was. And my dad was. My grandmother escaped the Armenian genocide, which many people don't remember. But in 1917, the Ottoman soldiers from Turkey came in and they killed 1.5 million of the 2 million Armenians that lived in the area. It was the worst percentage of a genocide I think this world's ever seen.
Yeah, I think I've actually read a report on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tragedy.
It was.
And then your grandma moved here.
Yes.
And then you just start.
My grandmother came over at a very young age because when the Ottoman soldiers came in and killed all of her villagers, she was in her early teens. And somehow she went from one refugee camp to another and came to America. She settled in Euclid, Ohio, and she raised my father there and then moved early to Pasadena when my father was like 16 years old. And from that point on, he was a California kid.
California, and then so you were born in California as well.
I was born in Redlands, California, yes.
And then you moved to Las Vegas afterwards.
Yes, my dad was a basketball coach, so we moved around a lot. I was born in Redlands, he was coaching at Riverside, then we moved to Pasadena, and then we moved to Long Beach. And when I was 11, he got the job here at UNLV, so we moved here and he stayed here most of the rest of my life.
And then how do you like Las Vegas?
I've enjoyed it a lot. It's hard. You grow up here, you know everybody, you know your family's here, your friends are here, opportunities are here. It's been a great community, and we've really enjoyed it a lot.
So let's just go back to the topic. First of all, I want to say that actually I know Danny is from that candidate night, right? The Meet the Candidate Night.
Yes.
And you were running for?
I'm running for Congress in Nevada's 3rd District, which is basically the south side of Clark County. Mm-hmm. A little bit west, but mostly south.
And how has it been so far?
It's going very well. What I like about campaigning is you get to go out and meet people, wonderful people like yourself, your mother, and so many others and you meet them in an informal setting where you get an opportunity to just talk about different things, and you have good friends and relationships that you would normally meet.
And what's your job in general? Like, what's your occupation?
Well, I have a law degree by education, but I haven't practiced law since the mid-1990s. What I do basically is some real estate work. I developed a project called the Tarkanian Professional Center, which is on the northeast corner of Cimarron and Warm Springs. It's across the street from the San Martin Hospital. Mm-hmm. And it's 3 buildings, 100,000 square feet, and it took us 10 years, but we finally got 100% leased. Very excited about that. I also started the Tarkanian Basketball Academy, which is a nonprofit sports facility where we work with young kids and we teach them the life lessons they learn through playing sports.
And what inspired you to actually start the basketball league?
Well, my father was a coach, so I grew up where I always had that opportunity, the chance to play different sports. And I believe the things that I learned playing sports is what has made me a better person in whatever it's been, whether it was in school, whether it was in my business career, whether it's in politics.
Teamwork and everything.
You learn in playing sports. You learn teamwork. You learn how to take direction from a coach. But most importantly, you learn a work ethic, which is so important.
Totally.
And you learn how to handle adversity. Everything you do in life, you're going to have some type of disappointments and adversity. It's the people that handle that adversity and become stronger by it that are more successful. And you learn that through playing sports.
That's very true, and especially in political campaign.
Yes.
And that happens very often as well.
Yes. My dad always said this too, and I think you get this through playing sports, but you need the good people in our society are the people that win with class and lose with dignity. And you learn through that by playing team sports.
Wow, that's very deep.
So it's a Tarkanian Basketball Academy, and we built it for the young kids. But as I was mentioning to you earlier, we have by far the biggest adult league in the whole county, and most of them are Asians that play. The guy who runs our facility, he's Asian. His name's Pepsi, and he started it maybe 7 years ago. We couldn't get any we couldn't get a very good adult league going. And he said, let me run it. And he started off 2 days a week for a few hours a day. Now he does it 6 days a week, 5 hours, 6 hours a day. He doesn't end until 11 o'clock. Then he also has 2 days during the week he runs it. And then he has Sunday mornings, he has one. So it's really taken off.
Wow, that sounds very interesting and exciting.
Yeah.
So, sounds like you have a lot of things going on. You have this, and you have elections, and you also have this career. This real estate development going on. And how do you manage with your personal life, with your family?
Well, the one thing that takes paramount over everything is your family and what's going on with them. So,
and you have a beautiful family, right?
I am been very blessed. Yes, I waited a long time to get married, which probably was good. I was more mature, and I was.
And you know what you want.
Know what I want, and you're happy with the way things are, as opposed to always wanting to go out and do something else. So I got married when I was 40. I met a really wonderful lady in Fresno. Her name is Amy, and she is very involved in politics. She was the youngest state party chair in the country in 2011 and 12. She's been doing television commentary now on a lot of big cable networks. In fact, this past week she was on MSNBC, Fox News, Fox Business, and a thing called RT, Russian TV, in 1 week. So she's very good. And we got 4 great kids. I have my oldest daughter's named Lois, after my mother. I have and she's 15, twin girls, Ava and Ashley. They're 13. They're both. So I got three girls that are all teenagers now, a year and a half apart. Imagine how tough that household is.
Wow, wow, yeah. So it's like a lot of things to arrange and manage through, and you have to worry about what they're thinking. They're so sensitive at this time.
That is so true. And then I got a wonderful 8-year-old boy named Jerry, after my father.
Aww.
Yeah.
What a beautiful family.
Yeah.
So what do you usually do with your families during your free time?
They're all right now. We used to take a lot of great trips. And they have some. Unfortunately, we had all these great trips. I don't know how much they remember of them, but we took them to Disneyland. We took them to SeaWorld. We took them to Orlando, to all the different amusement parks there. We went to Bermuda together. Every Thanksgiving, we'd go to Hawaii together. My family likes to travel, so we do that. Unfortunately, now, as the kids get older, they get involved in their old sports or their activities. So my oldest daughter's playing basketball, Clark. She's the only one in my family that likes basketball, and coming from a basketball family and having my own basketball facility, you'd think there'd been more.
At least you got one.
And she didn't start till a year and a half ago, but she's taking it gangbusters. In fact, each summer we go to San Diego for 2 to 4 weeks and stay in a condominium. It's really wonderful, right on the water. And my oldest daughter wouldn't go because she had basketball, so that's dedication. Wow. Then my other daughter, my oldest daughter, the oldest twin, she's playing tennis, so she plays tennis 3 times a week. My youngest of the twins is taking golf, so she's just learning how to do that.
So at least they all love sports.
And my little boy plays baseball. They all like one sport, but they're all different, so we're running around driving.
Well, they will actually all teach you pretty much the same life lessons, though.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I just want them, hey, do something you enjoy, learn the life lessons that you can learn through playing sports, become better what you want to be when you pick a profession when you get older.
See, you got a beautiful family, your career is success, and during your lifetime, I'm pretty sure you have made some sort of mistake, right? Because to me, sounds so far, you're so perfect.
Oh, no, shoot. There has been few people around, at least in politics, that have taken the lumps like I've taken. I made some mistakes. I've gotten some races that I probably shouldn't have. They were too tough to run in. But I was raised that, you can do anything you put your mind to it. So I got in some really tough ones.
Just got hived.
And I got beaten. And I had to dust myself off, pick myself back up, and learn from my mistakes and get better. So that's happened. And I got involved. I went through a tough financial thing. I got involved with real estate investment deal. The person we lent money to, he took the money and used it to pay back a loan that he was defaulted on and left us holding the bag. He filed bankruptcy, left us having to pay down the loan, and so we had to file bankruptcy. So I had to go through that. I had some difficult times, but when you look at it, you can say, wow, those are really bad, those are tough.
But they can be worse, right?
They could have been worse, but more importantly, if you just look at the negatives, you don't look at the positives of what you have in life, then you're just miserable all the time. I went through bankruptcy, but my family's health was great. My dad passed away during that time period, but he was old and not feeling well. But all my other kids were good. My son had a stroke, and all of a sudden, within 8 days, he was almost completely healed. The good Lord blessed us in so many ways. You can't let the minor things that are temporary setbacks destroy what is really important to you in your life, and that's your family's health, being able to provide for them, and the love and the relationships that you have.
That is very encouraging. And I'm pretty sure for a lot of people who is struggling out there, it's very good advice. And there's also a Chinese saying called 车到山前必有路, means when a car gets to the edge of a mountain, like when it's almost falling off,
Sure.
there is definitely a way around. There is some sort of way there waiting for you. It just depends on how strong your mind is.
How strong your mind is, and you stay positive. You can't get down on yourself and get down on the circumstances.
Totally.
You can get out of it.
And what do you do to entertain yourself?
I don't do a whole lot of stuff personally except with the kids. The only thing I like to do personally is I love to watch college football. I don't like pro football. I don't watch much basketball anymore.
Is it partly because you played in college?
Well, I played basketball in college, and my father was a coach in basketball.
But then you like college football.
I love college football. I love the excitement.
What do you like
of the college
about
game. How exciting the college games are. You get 80, 90, 100,000 people in an arena, in a stadium, and they're going crazy. And that's why I like the college atmosphere. The young people and how much pride and enjoyment they have. Once you get up to the professionals, it's more of a job, and they don't show the same emotions. In basketball, I don't know. I don't know why I moved over towards football and that I've enjoyed more, but I just do. So on Saturdays, whenever I can, and it's tough when you're running the campaign, I'll watch some college football. But besides that, my enjoyment is to take my kids to whatever activities they have, watch them play, and we go to dinner every Sunday as a family. We get sushi and ice cream afterwards, and that's a big deal for a family. I enjoy that.
Well, that's good. Then I know that part of the happy life comes from the politics and everything actually surrounding us. So tell our audience a little bit more about what you would like to do. Kind of briefly after if you're elected this term.
Sure. I think there's an opportunity now to make a huge difference for the direction our country's going in. We have a president in the White House, so you may not like some of the things he's saying or some of his temperament and how he's acting, but he's passing policies that are taking care of the people here in our country first, taking care of the workers here first, bringing back the pride of being an American first. And I see so many times people running for office, and they campaign on what they call identity politics. They want to create a division within our community, the United States of America, where men would be mad at women, or older people would be mad at younger people, or minorities of whether it's black, Asians, or Hispanics may be mad at some other group of people. And there's just hatred and violence and people not liking each other. And what we need to do is come together. We're the greatest country in the entire world, and we come from all over the world, and we got the greatest opportunities for not only ourselves but our children and our families. We should be proud of that. We should encourage that, and we should take care of the people here first foremost. And that's what I'll do when I go back to Washington, D.C. I'm going to vote for what's in the best people of my community and our country. If there are problems overseas and there's problems internationally, hey, let's help out when we can, but not at the expense of what we need to do to take care of the people here. Could you imagine we sent our soldiers overseas, spent $3 trillion fighting wars overseas that we had no business being in, and then they come back either physically sick or mentally sick, and we don't treat them the right way? We don't provide them with the health care they need, or the treatment that they need to get better, or the job opportunities they need to get better. Shame on us as a country for not doing that, and that's what we need to turn around and change.
I think to me, as a regular people, I think I really don't care about anything else but the results. So I think, sounds like to me, you're also very result driven. It's like,
absolutely,
whatever can get people need, and that's the way to go. So
we have the lowest unemployment rate in 50 years. For women, it's the lowest unemployment rate in 56 years.
I know.
For virtually every minority, it's the lowest unemployment rate since I've been keeping records. Wages have gone up this past month for the most in the last 13 years.
It sounds like there's actually a rise.
Gross domestic product, which is the measure of our economy, was at 4.2% the last quarter, double what it had been over the past 8 years. There's a lot of positive things going on. Unfortunately, our president says some things, and the media blows it up, and you get sidetracked from those side shows as opposed to the results that we were just talking about.
Right. Still, one advice I would actually tell everybody in front of the television is that really use your brain to really analyze what is really going on, to look at different numbers, to look at reports, and especially if you're interested in anything like this, please never go with anything that other people says, but trust yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Danny. And it's our pleasure to have you on the show.
Well, it's my pleasure. I hope to get the opportunity to come back and visit again. If not before the election, I hope I can visit with you as a sitting congressperson and discuss whatever else you want to go over.
We would love to have you again on the show. Okay. Thank you, Danny. And again, please don't forget to catch us next week. I'll see you again. Oh, don't forget to write to me about your thoughts for the show, or if there's a place you'd like to see in the town, or if you think your business is a real highlight of Vegas life and want it to be featured. We always do a lucky drawing among the viewers at the end of each episode and send out different surprises each week. No strings attached. So maybe you're the next lucky winner. Thanks for watching Shannon's Lifestyle. Don't go away. We'll be right back.